Good morning, Professor, and welcome to my presentation. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Pranjali Gowda, and currently I am studying MSc Business Analytics at the University of Exeter. As you can see on the screen, today I will be presenting the visualization critic of my choice. I will be just starting ahead with the presentation. What is visualization? Well, the definition of visualization is the illustration of data or information in a graph, chart, or other visual format is known as visualization. It conveys data linkage using graphics that make trends and patterns more visible. Well, why should a single image be more powerful than a collection of numbers? Because our minds are wired in the same manner. When we read some numerical figures in a newspaper or an article, our brains observe this abstract knowledge and attempt to convert into deeper, more intuitive comprehension of the pattern. You might just tell them the headline message, but why should they believe you? If you want to be a consider seriously, you need to have a statistic to back up your message and display it to your readers. That could be done using words, but it would be extremely repetitive and dull. You could do it on a table, but it would be a big and only the most numerate readers would bother to look at it. Well, however, when done in visualization, it is small, accessible to everybody, gets the main idea out fast, and may even be eye-grabbing and exciting. Moving to the next slide. The purpose of this presentation is to critically analyze the image shown, which is derived from a Deloitte Insight study titled, Are you at risk of losing your female workforce? The work-related stresses of COVID-19 harm many women's relationship with their employers. As a result, many businesses must struggle to recapture female workers. If we switch to our next slide, I have applied Mazna's 2014 three-level process of validation theory to analyze the graph image. The first theory is domain situation. The given graph was built with the employers in mind to assist them realize that during COVID-19, women experienced severe work-related stress, which had an impact on their relationship with their employers, which firms may find difficult to recover. Well, employers may wish to use the graph to address concerns about how organizations impact the women who work for them. In this scenario, the designer clearly understands who their target audience is and tries to answer those questions with the assistance of the graph. The second one is data, task abstraction. The data gathered here is organized in order to analyze the experience of women working for a business that are leaders in gender equality and others that lag behind. It is noticed that there is a gap in terms of productivity, mental well-being, and job satisfaction. The designer has successfully recognized and gathered the information needed to address the problem described in the domain circumstances. The last one is visual encoding and interaction idiom. Well, the idiom used to visualize the data obtained is a radial column chart. In this chart type of graph, bars are plotted on grid on a concentric circles. For each category, radial dividers are used, and each circles on the graph represents a value on a scale. Though a radial graph may be used to visualize the current issues, there are other choices that might have been used to provide a greater understanding. In this slide, I have mentioned the strengths of the graph. The first one is graph is very clear and visible. The data values are mentioned properly. The engaging, its design provides that people learn information gradually, making it more interesting. A split complementary color harmony is one that is combined with colors on each side of the complementary color. And because there are only three colors to examine or become distracted by, visual hierarchy and contrast are maintained. In this graph, you can use multiple data sets for the comparison. Next slide, I have mentioned weaknesses. The first one is polar coordinates are the natural coordinate system in radical layouts, with one dimension measured as an angle from a starting line and the other as a distance from center point. In terms of perception, Mazner 2014 claims that the angle channel is less exact than a rectilinear spiral position channel. The second one is, unlike a position channel, which has an essentially linear structure, an angle channel is inherently cyclic since the start and end locations are the same. The irregular shape of the bars on the graph cause the graph to appear skewed. The twisted visuals send mixed messages. The third one is, according to Tufte 2001, non-data ink should be kept to a minimum in a good graph. However, this plot includes a lot of it, such as the backdrops. The main image of the woman at the bottom diverts readers' attention away from the primary topic of debate. The fourth one is the label of the criteria considered are written around the circle, making it difficult to read. And the fifth one is the little arrow in the center of the plot, which indicates how to read the graph in general, is hardly visible. As a result, the whole effect of the graph is lost in the process of correctly understanding the information provided. Human-centered design. What is human-centered design? Well, human-centered design is a problem-solving design strategy that incorporates a human needs and viewpoints in order to improve the user experience. According to Munzer 2014, eye beats memory, though everything is visible in a single glance, but making decision after evaluating the graph presented is very difficult task. Well, clearly the chosen design is not a human-centered one. This is because evaluating the shape of the graph, the position of variables and variance associated with each value over the time frame across different firms simultaneously become a complicated task as a result of the chosen design of the plot. Well, here I can say while bad stories may lead to bad memories, bad visualization of your business data can lead a wrong conclusion that can hamper your business. In this slide, I have attempted to create a correct visualization, which would have been a step ahead in making technically more conclusive. The key idea here is to minimize the amount of noise and unnecessary formatting to a minimum so that the reader can focus on the text. Another method for displaying this data successfully is a cluster bar chart. The removal of polar coordinates as well as the spreading of the bars to make them more visible, making the chart easier to read and recognize. Keeping the variables that must be compared in the same graph rather than two separate ones simplifies data comparison. In this small presentation, I critically analyze the visualization and improve the visualization for correct representation. Noteworthy is that the true purpose of the visualization is revealed at a glance. Here I would like to finish my presentation. Thank you so much.